Good evening, good evening. How is it going, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend, baby. Now that took you back if you know anything about that. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a wonderful Friday. A Friday before another holiday weekend. I'm excited. Excited for what? Don't ask me. I'm just excited. So join in with me. Let the enthusiasm ooze on around the planet, huh? How about that? So anyway, I am here tonight. I'm going to be talking to you about some biases in the workplace, some gender bias in the workplace in particular, and some things that you can do to keep yourself out of that kind of a situation. And if you are, then, some other stuff that you can do. So anyway, come on in, say hello so I can say hello back to you. If you're catching this on the replay, type replay in the comments so that I know who saw it live versus who saw it on the replay. I am not going to waste a whole lot of time tonight. I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I'm also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast. That's all about helping women who find themselves in difficult situations in their careers to navigate those murky waters when it comes to not having the pay that they want, not having the opportunities that they desire, not having the impact that they would like to make in their careers, and not having that satisfaction, that fulfillment that we all want from the work that we contribute. We want to feel like, it makes a difference and that it matters. So that's what we do. We have special guests come on and experts in different areas to talk about different things that people can do, that you can do to help you with some of those situations. So that's what it's about. And it'll be coming to iTunes sometime soon. So stay tuned and I'll be announcing, of course, how you can catch future episodes. There's some on my Facebook page, my Facebook business page at Coach Vashana, and also on my website, which is www.vashanaweatherspoon.com, and you can check those out. So we're here tonight. We're talking about, I'm coming on talking about career-related topics that matter to women to help them to get to where they want to be in their careers so that they can have that satisfaction, that fulfillment, all that stuff I just talked about in your careers right now. And I am your excellence accelerator to help you to get there. So before we get started talking about gender bias in the workplace, please like and share this video, tag a friend, tag a coworker, tag a family member, someone that you know who could benefit from hearing about this information because they've either experienced gender bias in the workplace, particularly we're going to be talking about the hiring process, or just for general knowledge, because if you are not in your final job in your career, you probably are going to be doing some more interviewing and you might need to know this information, or someone you know would need to know it. So let's jump right in because like I said, we're not going to tag along too much tonight. So 4 in 10 working women, which is about 42% of women in the United States, say that they have faced discrimination on the job because of their gender. Is that surprising to anyone? Probably not, right? And these gender discriminations range anywhere from hiring practices, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, to earning less money for doing the same job, to being passed over for important work assignments, to being treated as incompetent. And these are all things that are documented in the Pew Research Center's survey. the last one, or this one came from a 2017 survey, and so in 2018 we'll be expecting another one. But from the latest that we had access to, these were statistics that came up, and some of the issues that were brought to light from the study that they did. So when it comes to hiring practices, a study published by the National Academy of Sciences found that both men and female managers are more likely to hire men over women, even when they have the same qualifications and skill sets. Is that surprising to anybody? If that surprises you, type 1 in the comments for me. And if it's not so surprising, type 2. I just want to get a feel for what people think about that. So, as it turns out, the discrimination is not necessarily based upon gender alone, at least not according to, there's a research paper that was published by some researchers at the Harvard Business School, and it's called When Gender Discrimination is Not About Gender. And it says that it seems that employers favor men because they are more likely, because of a perception that they have. It's a perception that they have that men are more likely to be able to perform certain tasks than women. And that's the underlying reason why they hire men versus hiring women. It doesn't mean that it's true or that they have anything valid, any kind of evidence that before them that they can look at and refer back to that says that it's true. It's just that it's a perception that they have about what men are better at versus what women are better at. And you know some of the stereotypes, men are supposedly better at math and science and women are better at planning meetings and baby showers and that kind of thing. I'm exaggerating, but you get my point. So anyway, so it's, that's something that came out of that study. And it said that they also found that, which is something that I found in some other research that I was doing, but it said that women are more likely to hire other women versus men, managers. And then that women tended to hire women half of the time, and men hired women only 40% of the time. So your best chances if you're doing an interview is to have a woman, if you're a woman, have another woman interviewing you, and your chances are slightly higher that you'll be the person who's selected for the job. And these types of studies show that while we're making improvements with regards to gender equality in the workplace, but there's still a lot of work to do. I mean, we have work to do. And I'm sure there's no surprise to anybody who's listening to this tonight that there's work to do, and it spans beyond the workplace, but we're just talking about the workplace right now, okay? So a few things that you can do to avoid this situation is, one, and I feel like I say this almost every night, do your research, right? Do your research on the company that you are considering applying to or interviewing with. And there's all kinds of online resources that you can start with. Glassdoor is one that comes to mind, and it's a really good resource where you can get input from other people who've worked at certain companies to kind of get a true feeling of what that company culture is like. And your professional networks. So that could be people that you might know who works for that company, people who are in professional organizations that you are a part of, who know, have some kind of knowledge about that company, or maybe they work there. It could be checking the company's websites, checking the company's social media platforms, see who are there, and that will give you some information about, you know, the kind of diversity that they have in the workplace. And I don't know who that is that's calling me while I'm on this live. What is the problem? Okay, but anyway, we're gonna let them go to voicemail, and I'll take care of that later. And the second thing is, don't you be a part of it. Don't you contribute to the gender bias by providing illegal and unnecessary information during an interview. Like answering questions about your personal life or your plans for your life. That has nothing to do with you interviewing for a position and being able to have a certain skill set and being able to do a certain task. So your plans for having children, your sexual orientation and who you live with and all of that kind of personal stuff needs to remain personal. If an employer asks you those questions, first of all, it's illegal. They should not be asking you that. But if they do, then what you want to do if you find yourself in the middle of an interview is to find a nice way to redirect the conversation back to the reason why you're there, which is the interview and the job that they need someone to fill. And just be nice about it, but you can refuse to answer those kinds of questions by, you know, just kind of saying, oh, well, that's not really something that I'm focused on right now. Right now, I'm focused on this interview. And can we get back to it, please? Oh, wow. Anyway, and another thing that you should absolutely do before you go to any interview is to practice. Practice, practice, practice. I can't say that enough. The more that you prepare yourself for the interview, the better you're going to deliver. The better you're going to present yourself during the interview, which leaves little area for interviewers to start interpreting about anything other than what you're telling them. They won't be looking for cues that you're nervous or that you're fidgeting or that you're not giving the appropriate eye contact and all of these other fluffy excuses, you know, that people can see and start to put their own interpretations on, which is where the biases come in at. So you want to minimize those opportunities by being well prepared. And when you're preparing for your interview, you want to get someone to practice interviewing you. You want to prepare out a list of questions and some responses based upon, you know, just if you've interviewed before, at least more than 1 or 2 times, you have a feel. And if you don't, there's plenty of resources out there to help you to figure out how to prepare for an interview. And also the different kinds. So there's different kinds of interview scenarios that you want to prepare for. So if you may be thinking that you're going to go in and sit down and just talk to the next person across the table from you. And when you get there, you have 10 people sitting there and you're one person and there are 10 people on that side, which can automatically, you know, make you go into intimidation mode if you're not prepared for that. But if you prepared yourself, then, as a matter of fact, when you go, just think that you're going to have 10 different people sitting there asking you questions about things. And you prepare like you're preparing to respond to each one of those 10 people, okay? And, you know, sometimes interviewers have different interviewing styles and techniques. Some become a little bit more aggressive, but they're testing you because that apparently would be something that's important for that job, to see how you can handle that pressure. And you have to be able to handle it well if you want to get that job. So you have to keep all of those things in the back of your mind as you're preparing and go into that room prepared for anything. And my fourth and final tip, because this can be, just hearing me talk about it can be intimidating because it's a lot. If you need help getting yourself prepared for your interview, I suggest that you hire a career coach to help you to prepare for all of these situations. Somebody who can, just make sure that when you go in there, you're putting your best foot forward. So those are my tips for today. I hope that I didn't tell you to take out your paper and pen, but I hope you took out your paper and pen. And if you didn't, just rewind this video and copy down some of these tips so that you can use them as you go to your new interviews in the new year. Yay! So if you're planning on positioning yourself for a new position, which I know many of you are, then I've been talking about this week that I have something special coming out that's going to help you with that. And so just stay tuned. It's just dropping a little bug in your ear so that you'll be on the lookout for my special gift. It's a gift. It's not a free gift, but it's a gift nevertheless, because I think it's really going to help you to get yourself on track for meeting those goals that you're setting for 2019, and not just to do like you did in 2018. You set a bunch of goals and then maybe you worked diligently on them for a month or maybe two, and then it just kind of fell off the tracks and you're back at 2019 almost, and you're setting the same goals that you set in 2017 at the end of 2017. So stay tuned for that. And of course, if you are in that position and you're looking to transition careers and you are not quite sure what that needs to look like for you, then I want to offer you my 3-part e-course entitled Career on Fire, 3 Steps to Your Next Level. It's absolutely free. And you can get your copy by hopping over to my website at www.vashanaweatherspoon.com. Put in your details. You get your nice little welcome email, and you can get started figuring out what that needs to look like for you tonight. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Before you get off the off the live, please like and share this video so that someone else who's in your circle can have an opportunity to take advantage of the information that I've just shared with you. I will see you next time. Until then, have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.